Hey there guys, John Campy here. Thanks for visiting my movie vlog. I'm of course in San Diego in my little hotel room here at Comic-Con. Just a little over an hour and a half ago, one of the most definitive and authoritative words in movie news, The Hollywood Reporter, right alongside Variety of course, but The Hollywood Reporter put out a story claiming that they have a source close to the production claiming that Warner Brothers is currently planning the future of the Batman franchise and character without Ben Affleck. The report confirms that although WB executives and Matt Reeves himself are talking about the Batman future in terms of Ben Affleck, that none of that is actually true. They're actually planning their future and how to gracefully have Ben Affleck depart the character moving forward. Now, some of you might remember who have followed me for any period of time, a number of months ago, I let people know that I had several sources, people that I trusted close to the situation, tell me this exact same thing, that Ben wanted out, that Warner Brothers kind of wanted Ben out at the same time. They just had to figure out how to do it, that Ben was still under contract for the first standalone Batman film, but I thought it was 50-50 about whether or not he would actually appear in that. But I was 100% sure that following the first Batman film, if he even appears in the first Batman film, that we weren't going to see Ben Affleck as Batman anymore. I have never taken more shit or more abuse from people over anything in my life than I did over letting people know that. But one of the big key things here to remember that I think a lot of people aren't taking in consideration is that Warner Brothers has a big major movie coming out in the Justice League in November that we're all looking forward to. And I think the trailers have looked fantastic for it. And because they have a big major movie with potentially billions of dollars at stake, Warner Brothers and Ben Affleck and everybody, the PR machine has been, no, everything's great, everything's fine. Of course they're not going to come out and say, oh, we're thinking about changing Batman. When you've got a big major motion picture coming out with Ben Affleck as Batman, you can't talk about it. To be honest, I think the way Warner Brothers and Ben Affleck both have handled this situation to this point is totally right. I think they have done the right thing, even if it's not the completely honest thing. So look, right now it's Friday. Tomorrow is the big Warner Brothers panel here at Comic-Con, and I expect one of two things will happen. Number one, they are going to completely ignore this story and completely deflect any questions or not even touch on this issue of this report that just came out. Or number two, they will very actively deny the report and say everything is great and they're moving forward and their future is with Ben Affleck. And honestly, both of those things, either ignoring it or denying it, is the absolute right thing to do. You cannot acknowledge this with Justice League just a couple of months away. You just can't. You have to keep it positive, keep spinning the PR, and then after Justice League comes out and it makes whatever amount of money it's going to make, then you present a different story and you tell people really what's going on. Two things, however, that I really want to make clear. Thing number one is this. Until Warner Brothers itself comes out and says that Ben's no longer our Batman, you cannot take it as 100% true. No matter as good as the Hollywood Reporter is, even though they're saying it, you should listen to it, but you got to keep that little bit of room of doubt in your head. Until Warner Brothers says it, it is not official. The second thing I really want to make clear about this is this. I think Ben Affleck is the best Batman we have ever had on screen. And like I said earlier, I've taken a lot of shit and abuse from people saying that, oh, I just hate DC and I just don't like Ben and all that kind of stuff. Nothing could be further from the truth. I am one of Ben Affleck's biggest fans. I think it's a shame that this guy doesn't have an Oscar for directing Argo, even though his movie won Best Picture. I think the guy is amazing. And when all of these fake DC fans, these bandwagon DC fans, and these, to use a 90s term, poser DC fans, well, all of them were just laughing along with everybody else when they made the official announcement that Ben Affleck was going to be cast as Batman. And everybody was laughing and saying, oh, they got Ben Affleck as Batman. I was the first guy, 5 minutes after they made the announcement, me and John Schnepp got online, we made a video talking about how brilliant it was to cast Ben Affleck as Batman. How he's the perfect guy for the DCEU. I am a huge Ben Affleck supporter. I am a huge Ben Affleck fan. I hate the notion that he's not going to be Batman anymore. He was the best part of Batman versus Superman, and one of the things I'm looking forward to the most in Justice League. I wanted to see a Batman movie written by, directed by, and starring Ben Affleck, and one by one we've been seeing the pieces fall to the wayside. So while I kind of said months ago that, hey, look guys, guys, I don't think Ben Affleck is going to be Batman for much longer. I have hated it with a pure, intense hatred. I want Ben Affleck as Batman. But of course, the most important thing here is, what do you guys think? What do you make of this story in The Hollywood Reporter? Do you think this is just all the pieces of the puzzle coming together? Do you still think this is all misinformation and that Ben Affleck is going to be Batman for the next 5-10 years in the new Batman trilogy? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. And while you're here, make sure you click subscribe on my YouTube channel. Make sure you're following me on Facebook and on Twitter, simply @JohnCampia. That'll do it for me, guys. And until next time, bye-bye.